Hello everyone, this is Jordan. This video is being recorded on the afternoon of Wednesday, August 21st, 2024. Thank you so much for joining me. In this video, I'm going to talk about why gold stocks are now about to enter Nirvana. We joked about it in recent weeks and recent months. Gold going into Nirvana, gold going into Turbo Nirvana. Shout out to Goldie Robertson. But the gold stocks are now about to enter Nirvana. Let me tell you why. Let's get into the video. Okay, first thing, let's talk about sentiment. Now, just because something is really hated, that doesn't mean that it's automatically a buy signal. Conversely, just because something is really, really popular, that doesn't mean it's a sell signal. You have to evaluate the technicals, where the market is in the trend, how many people are really invested, all those things before you just make the claim that just because sentiment is extreme in one way, the market's going to go the other way. But here's the thing with gold stocks. This is a perfect sentiment setup because we have a backdrop of technicals where the gold stocks have been rising for a little while. They're on the cusp of some major breakouts. And the sentiment from most investors is, gold stocks suck. I've lost money in them. They're horrible. They're money pits. They're terrible. And here's, this is anecdotal, but my friend Larry McDonald here on Twitter wrote a thread about this, or he was just soliciting reaction. And this had 270 replies. And folks, 95% of these were bearish. They were talking about how bad gold stocks were, forget gold stocks, just buy gold. And that's all good and fine. There's lots more I can say about this, but here's the reality. Everybody knows gold stocks suck. Everybody hates gold stocks. But that's the perfect setup for where we are now, because look at where we are technically. Here's weekly bar charts of GDX and GDXJ. This is GDX. This is GDXJ. So GDX is really close to, if it were, 2 more days in the week, if GDX just was flat for the rest of the week, this would be the second or third, maybe the third highest weekly close dating back to the end of 2012. So that is almost 12 full years. Now, a weekly close above 41, that would be the highest close, again, since the end of 2012. So that's 11 and a half years. I believe there's one weekly close above 40, and then there's another one that's just, I think, a tad below 41. So we are coming up on a very significant breakout for GDX. Now let's look at GDXJ. We are coming up on, this is potentially, you do have one high close here, but we're looking at the second highest close basically in 3.5 years. And so eventually we will probably see the highest close in 3.5 years. But this is right here, right around 47, 48, 49. This is, you go back to 2013, the market has spent very little time above this level. It popped up here, corrected, then it fell below it. And aside from this right here and this, the market has spent very little time above this level. So technically the gold stocks are looking really, really good. And we already know, as I pointed out, it's going to take years and years to reverse that bearish sentiment. Last thing on the stocks, this could be a cup and handle right here. This being a cup, and then this action, down, up, down, ABC correction. That's a handle. You can see it here. This is the potential cup, and then down, up, down. This is a potential handle. So this would be a measured upside target of around 45. Maybe, so right here, this is the next significant resistance. Sorry for not putting a line in here, but it's a little bit above 45, that measured upside cup and handle. For looking at the GDXJ, so this potential cup and handle, that I think that projects up clearly around here. So it's a really good technical setup in the gold stocks right now. But wait, there's more. Love that guy. Here's another chart. Okay, this, I tweeted about this. This is a sub-index. It's a Bloomberg index. It's like a gold sub-index. Basically, for all that mumbo-jumbo, this is an index of exploration and development, gold stocks. There's 29 companies in it. The median market cap, I believe, is about 200 million. Mean market cap, $340 million. So a real good sweet spot if you're looking at juniors that are established companies and not penny juniors who are just digging holes in the ground, basically. So, and these stocks are probably in the lower half of GDXJ, I would say. This is more than a 10-year base. Okay, the chart starts in 2014, but if this went back to 2013, it would be down like this. And so you can put this line here. This is basically a 12-year base. And this is headed for a major breakout, people. So this is another really, really bullish chart. Again, technically things are setting up really, really bullish for the sector. The other thing I didn't mention, you look at the gold price. I've talked about in past videos, the stocks outperform during gold price breakouts. So the gold price, my guess is it's headed to 2,900, 3,000 before we get a real correction. So the gold stocks and these types of juniors, they're setting up to really outperform. And folks, that's why if you invest in the stocks and the juniors and you're not a subscriber to TheDailyGold.com, or the Daily Gold Premium, I should say, you really need to take a second look. Go to TheDailyGold.com/premium. You can find out what we're doing in the newsletter. This talks about everything we do as a comprehensive weekly update. You have access to the website. You can read all the past updates, company reports. I'm updating lots of company reports over the next few months, so it's a great time to subscribe. I'll answer your questions. Look, I'm not going to be an expert on every single junior out there. I can give you some insight on most of them. And I love doing this. In the updates, we have these great tables where you can see my top 10 stocks, all the important points about them, the cash, the market cap, what are they working on, catalysts, all that stuff. We have a great watch list table and, of course, a real portfolio. Really would love for you guys to check it out if you aren't already a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much. It's people like you that allow me to do this work. So I never forget that. Now, last thing on the stocks, the gold stocks that is, we have a breakout against the stock market. This is a good inverse head and shoulders bottom here. Huey against the S&P, this is already broken out. I mean, this one, it's kind of a slight breakout. This is GDX. So the Huey, I should say GDX is basically the Huey plus the really strong royalty companies. So the Huey is stronger, meaning that the miners are actually stronger than the royalty companies right now. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm not dogging on the royalty company. Great companies, far superior business, but when you're getting into a really strong bull market, they will underperform. They're going to underperform the riskier companies, the miners, that is. So, look, even though gold is struggling to break out against the stock market, the stocks are breaking out against the stock market. That's great. So everything's bullish in the gold stocks right now, and we'll see what happens, but I think there's a really good chance that we could really see the gold stocks accelerate over the coming months. And maybe at 2,900 or 3,000 gold, we'll have a bigger correction at that point. But here and now, I think we're looking pretty good. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Really appreciate you guys sticking around to the end of this video. Thank you so much. Again, leave me a comment, and hope you have a good rest of your week. Talk to you guys again on Friday for the weekly update.